Hey guys, Great 101 here. This time I'm going to go over our Clan Wars battle on steps, but I'm going to do it a little different. I didn't call this one, so I can't say what I seen, and like this is Chain's call. This is his strat, so I'm not going to take credit for it. This is totally him. I'm just going to go over what my role is and what I'm supposed to do. All right, so JT is taking the scout in the middle, and then I'm taking the 8-9 line. So I'm prepared to fight anything and everything that comes here, but the farther I get down this 8-9 line to give as much intel as I can and find out where the enemies are, the more important it is. So until I see an enemy, because I know I've got high spotting value, I'm not going to stop or turn around. I poked up, so I stayed up the whole time. I head towards this rock in case I did get lit, but I'm not seeing anything. So I just keep going. I seen, okay, hey, here's a bush. Let me take this bush. Now at this point, I spotted a super conk. I'm now taking JT spots on the 8-9 or the C5 and C6 line. So you're gonna see racking up points from me. All right, spot the bat chat there on the right. Me and JT did a very, very good job of spotting the enemy. What would have helped them is if they would have had a light tank come up against me and let a light tank. The bat chat made a mistake. He didn't go up top. It's very important that you, like I said, you spot that and the first spots are the most important, and then the rest of the time it's whenever you feel like you're not getting anything, try to make your move. We're defending here, so I'm not in no big rush to make my move. I have got eyes over the entire field. I am up above. I am up on a hill. I can see almost everywhere. I can see stuff that usually heads down into the valley if need be. I can see them as they're crossing over towards the back. I have got a hill, so I'm not too worried in my position. I'm also in an unusual bush that the enemy wouldn't suspect. I keep eye on the mini-map, and since I'm not calling this, I don't have the stress of reading the entire mini-map. All I need to read is the 7 and 8 line and wait for Chain to say the great. That's the keyword that I listen for, or AMX or scout. I need this scouted. I listen for those keywords, and if I don't hear, I hear it's one of those, and I just repeat, okay, what do you need again? This is really important. That's my role. I need to give Chain as much intel as he can, because the more info he gets, the better he can move his tanks around and give his call. Like I said, we're defending here. We could have done this a little better. There is one mistake that I made. I could have got a lot more spotting, and I could have helped the team out a lot more. I'll point that later towards the end of the video, because obviously it's the end of the video. It's where I died. That's where I made my mistake, right? I died. But it's very, very important that I keep the enemy lit and I tell Chain where they're at. So far, we got IS-7s down at the bottom. We keep spotting all those guys down there. JT spot them as they're crossing. JT did a very good job. He's got a harder spot because it's a well-known bush, but it's a very, very important bush that we have to have. He's got a well-known spot that the enemy knows, so he's getting blind fired, so he's got to keep moving every once in a while to avoid arty and hit. But I'm in an unusual. I can just chill. I could go to the bathroom if I want, but okay. As I say that, here comes the bat chat. The bat chat lights me up. I didn't think he proxy spotted me. He didn't proxy spot me. He was a good distance. He's about 100 meters away. He's actually double the distance. But his camo value is a lot higher than mine. All right, now instead of running away, I ghost like I'm running away, but I turn around. He went unlit. The bat chat went unlit, so now I know I'm unlit. That's how you know the guy is. That's one way you definitely know that if you're lit or if you're not. I know I'm not lit because as soon as this bat chat pokes over, he gets spotted, and instant what's going to happen is the Sturv's going to blind fire, and I'm going to take a shot. It's important that I let the caller know what's going on with me, because he can't lose me. The 277s, you guys, if you're in that tank, you kind of fairly stay quiet. It's important that you stay quiet. He needs to listen to his scouts, and he listen to that's the TDs and stuff. Hey, I've been lit, or that's another thing it needs to know. But all right, bat chat spots me, or doesn't spot me. He's looking over. He's trying to find me. You can see his turret moving around. He's waiting. I mean, moving your turret's not going to do anything. He's overexposed himself a little bit there. If I had a 907 on the hill, that 907 would have bopped him. There's the Sturv blind fire. I still like the Sturv. There's an look. Did you see that other bush to the left of me? Over in here. That 430U's blind fire in that bush trying to find me. They don't know where I'm at. I didn't escape. Now, I'm no longer on the top of a hill, so I don't. I can't see down here, and I can't see up over in here now. I've stopped the lights from there. That bat chat's going to keep going and keep scanning. He's always getting lit. But now he knows he's getting lit anytime he pokes over this. So that should tell him I'm in one of these. But he hasn't noticed it yet. The only thing I can see is disturb, and anytime that bat chat pokes over, I can't see anything that runs through here. I can't spot the enemy if they no longer come over here, because I lost my bush. T100 might not have been lit in my spot, but I don't know. I know it's got a little bit better camo value than this does, but it's so similar that it's down to those minimal numbers. Very minimal. I keep my back tank exposed. I know I'm going to get lit, and the reason I'm backed in, guys, is so that way I can run away quick. Because, like I said, if they push that 8-9 line, I know I'm lit. 100% no way I'm lit. I'm not big enough to fit in this bush very well. If I go back to the back bush behind me, I'm going to not be able to see because it's going to double bush me, and I just don't have... I can't see it, so I have to pick this bush. The bush. The little bitty bush. There's the bat chat. Instantly, as soon as the bat chat's there, I move. Instant. Snap of a finger. I react. I don't go over the ridge. I round the ridge, and I head straight down towards this here to put a dip. Because, look, I dodged the 277 because I went down. I head towards the bat chat because the bat chat doesn't have the gun depression. Now that the bat chat's unlit, I'm pretty sure that I feel that I'm unlit, and it's important. I have spotted that 277 there, guys. So I'm thinking, okay, have they adapted? Chain's not pinging the map. You can see he's not pinging the map. He hasn't got enough intel to know. I know some people are yelling at me, hey, get back. I can hear that, but I'm waiting for Chain to say, hey, great, get back. He's got to know that there's more. If it's just one tank, he's not worried. But if it's all their tanks, he then has to move his play. So I come back up to this bush. Well, bam, look at that. There's two other tanks there, and it's not that 277. Chain now will ping the map quite crazy. Okay, I made a mistake here. I should have just turned around and went straight back, but what I did is, look, I exposed myself straight through the bush. They can see me. So now I'm lit as I'm running away. So now they know I'm running away. I didn't just scare them. I told them where I was at. So now they're no longer scared. Now you can see Chain, he's pinging the map. He's telling his guys where he wants them to go. I still need to keep that intel. I still need to be ahead of my TDs and ahead of my heavies. I can't go back here and chill with them and ask them how their day's been going. I still need to give them that info. What I do is I think about, alright, I'm going to sit in this bush for a little bit, and then I get to thinking, wait a minute. I've got enough view range I can see them as they're pushing along, and I can get in cover. So I'm going to knock down these trees just to bug artillery to blind fire there. It didn't work. It didn't work, but what's the case? He's seen me running away, and already he's going to think I'm going to go back here. Maybe I'll knock down a tree. Maybe he'll think it's a stir if he happens to be looking, or another artillery. I just want to just try to distract that gun. That was my goal, knocking down the trees, because I didn't go there. What I should have done is knocked it in a certain way, so that way that it would have covered. I could have used it as cover later on, but I didn't. My turret's exposed here, guys. I know I'm in a bush. My turret's exposed. Yeah, they're going to spot me, but I have more view range and everything there, so as soon as I light them, I'll back up back into my bush. Alright, JT's been killed. That scout in the middle has got to go. That's what I'm thinking. That scout in the middle has got to go. I am actually going to fire here because I know how important it is to destroy him. That means I will have the advantage then, because I don't have to worry about him outspotting me or anything. I'm actually worried at this point him outspotting me, so I'm staying near the bush or near the rocks that way I can get in cover. I fire once. He lights me. False gets into a good spot. I move back and forth because I know the enemy's at the 0 line, so I try to stay in as much cover. I wait till he goes unlit, then I back up to go away from artillery, and then I go back into my bush down below. And as soon as I get there, I instantly light up a 277. It's very important that I went back to this bush because, look, he happened to be within that view range. I fire because I'm at the edge. I'm not worried. I should have continued to fire at the guy I just shot at the start, but I didn't. I would have been able to pin him because this guy here was in more of a hold down than the other guy. Alright, like I said, I'm watching. I know that I'm practicing my fallback, guys. I practiced my fallback there. I'm an inch forward a little bit more just so I have a little bit meter more to spot him. Alright, now I go back into my bush. I am providing a really good role here. I am not lit. I want to fire so bad, but I'm not firing because I gotta, like I said, it's important. I keep that intel for Chain. He's gotta know what to do with his people. Spot the bat chat there. I'm spotting a lot of these IS-7s as they're moving along. I really don't know. I mean, they're trying to break our camp. We're camping hard. It's a time that we know that there's this much here, but we have got so many guns watching. It's a benefit, but we should have eventually pushed onto those super conks and the guys who are in the back, because that's a lot of guys moving across. But we're defending. They gotta pressure us. 5 minutes left. Alright, I'm gonna point out right here, this IS-7's moving across. I fire, but I don't fire until he's in the bush, all the way in the bush, because I know he's far back enough he can't see through that bush. I move back and forth as a just in case, and I come back all the way up to the hill. Now, realizing I wasn't lit, I should have went all the way back down, but I didn't. Now I'm trying to keep this guy lit, and I know I'm gonna be lit in the process, so I stay near my rock, because there's no longer a bush, guys. Look, I'm actually farther back, but there's no longer a bush for me to stay in. I get lit, he stops, and he looks at me. Shame on me. Shame on me. Now I'm gonna have Artie. There's a bat chat in the middle. I should have just stayed. I should have just stayed and waited till I was lit. But I didn't want to take that chance. I should have just stayed in my bush. I was loving my bush. Bat chat. Wait for it. Artie's gonna come. Wait for it. There's another shot someone missed. Now I'm backed up. I backed away in time to not take more damage from Artie. Good thing, right? I try to go back. As soon as I head back, there's a 277. I don't stop. I instantly lock on him, and I know I need to run away. Oh, I did penetrate. I thought I ended up... Second shot, ammo rack. I would have had more HP to run away. I would have had at least, what, 600 more HP? It's another... that's about 2 shots extra before take him to kill me. If I would have just stayed in my bush, I regret my decision. I don't think I would have been proxy lit, but I know that I was lit because I went down in time, so I just figured I got to take out this 277, or at least to get some damage. Get a clip off, at least. I got lucky with the ammo rack. Look, I'm at 4,600 damage. Track me, and they take me out. I'm still racking up, though, because the guys are still lit for what I have. I think I have designated target where I keep enemies lit for an extra 2 seconds. They're lit for quite a while. I wish I would have stayed on mine. At the end of the game, I ended up getting 6,000 something assistance. So I got an extra 1,500 to 2,000 assistance damage after my death. So the team did a really good reaction at shooting them. I mean, I did like the bat chat. I don't think I lit the stirve. I think somebody else lit that stirve. I might have lit that 430U moving down. But I know I lit all those heavies. And everyone was just able to get a hit in. I really think False's gun was one of the biggest ones that got in. And I got, like I said, I got really lucky with that ammo rack. Yeah, I'm not going to continue the game here, guys. It was just supposed to be my role of what I've seen. We did get a draw. I'll point that out just as a reminder. We did get a draw, but we did defend our land because that was our goal. We didn't care if we lost. Or we cared we lost, but we didn't care if we won or we drew. It's to us, it was the same thing. We should have tried to go for the win, simply because it locked our tanks for a long time. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, and hopefully this helps in your scouting. And what's your role? The things I'm going to point out. It's always important to keep that eye for your commander, but not to take unnecessary damage. When you are lit, look at your terrain around you, and what can you do to put yourself in, to put cover between you and the enemy. Every little hill makes the biggest difference. Like whenever remember whenever I was in that bush and I instantly got lit, I went down back into the dip. I didn't go up. I continued to wrap around, and I headed straight for this little dip in case anything to stirve. Stirve was the most gun I was worried about at that point. I didn't have to worry about that 430U there. I went into my dip just to get away, and it did block me, and it did save me from a 277 shell. Yes, I headed towards the bat chat, but I do know the bat chat does not have enough gun depression to get me. But if I did, it was better to take 1 hit than 2 hits. And just pretend you're fading away, and count to 10, That's the safe number. 10's the safe number to make sure that you're unlit. And if you see that it's a one-on-one engagement, the other guy's not lit, there's a very, very, very high chance that you're not lit, so you can make your move safely. Like I said, I hope this helps you in your scout roles within World of Tanks. If I do any other games within a certain other tank that happens to be very well, and I was showing, and I listen and I don't make as many mistakes, I will upload those. What my role is and what my goal is. I hope, like I said, I hope you guys are going to learn a lot from this in here. It's a little different. I'm not going over what everybody did wrong. I'm showing what my role and what I was to do. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in Clan War.